I knew I was right. I knew I had something, but I didn't know how to share it with anybody else. And actually, John Vondracek, who ran the uh, S.C. Johnson Wingspread Conference Center, happened to stop into World Wildlife Fund one day and talking to someone upstairs said, you know, before you leave, you ought to go downstairs and talk to Theo Colborn. And I can always remember John sitting in that chair saying to me, well, what is it? What is it that you know? And I very carefully explained to him about these chemicals, these endocrine disrupting chemicals, and what they were doing. And of course, John, very interested in the Great Lakes, said to me, well, what are you going to do about it? And I said, I don't know what I would do. He said, well, what would you want to do? And of course, this was before cell phones. And I said to John, I would like to get about 20, no more than 20 scientists together, because I know you can't come to a conclusion about anything with more than that many people in the room. And I would like to get at least 20 people together where I can lock them up for at least 2.5 days, where they have to sit and listen to each other. Because this person who's got this clue over here doesn't know this person who's got the clue over there. And fortunately, he said to me, well, I think I can do that for you. Write me a proposal. And before he left, we practically had that wired up. And S.C. Johnson, the home of RAID, actually let me invite these people to come there for this conference. And then we used a whole new setup, because I know there are always people who want to take over a meeting. They're always more noisy, and yet there may be somebody there really, really brilliant, but isn't pushy. And I wanted to make sure that everyone could be heard, and I decided I would break them into little groups. And after each one heard what the other one said, then we would come together, talk about what we heard, and then we would split up into small groups of 4 and 5, no more than 4 or 5. And then they would lock them up. We locked them up for an afternoon, and they had to answer 3 questions. Is this problem real? If it is real, how serious is it? And 3, what would you do next? And out of that, it was amazing when all 4 of the groups that broke up came back and said the same thing, but they each presented it differently, which gave us many angles to look at and approach